Hello there, it's Brian Ivy. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. We are seeing a big severe weather outbreak potential for the end of this week, some Thursday, and then definitely more noticeable on Friday as we transition from winter into that spring severe weather season. Speaking of winter, near record warmth across the Intermountain West. The whole western half of the country was warm. Yeah, it was chilly across much of the east, even very cold from portions of Ohio to Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, and New York. But when you look at it as a whole, definitely a much warmer winter across the country than not. We've got that big time mild area here stretched across as we go on in towards the weekend. There will be some cold air, not necessarily Arctic, that will briefly come on down, but we kind of rebuild that heat across the middle portion of the week. East of Chicago, big time with that Bermuda high here. This is going to pull down colder air, nothing Arctic, as we go on in towards the second half of next week. And then we're going to kind of set up a battle zone where you have the cold weather, Calgary, Seattle, Montana, Dakotas, and then you have the warmth generally across portions of, let's say, DC, St. Louis, and south. And it's going to be above average, but not necessarily super warm for any length of time. A little bit further to the north of that. I mean, even in the Burr, again, we're not talking about crazy Arctic air. Better chances for the cold late month, but of course, you're getting closer to April. Plenty of rain into the Intermountain West, especially Pacific Northwest. This is going to be plenty of rain across portions of the Mississippi, Ohio valleys. I mean, we're talking about flooding likely. Unfortunately, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio. You got severe weather that could form here with this frontal boundary as well. And then what about the one wintry shot really over the next week across the east? It's going to be here moving on in Albany area, Syracuse, Boston, into Rhode Island. This is going to be a mix of some ice and definitely some snowfall here as it pushes on through during the course of the day. Thursday starting to wind down as we go through Thursday night with a few showers, maybe a couple rumbles across portions of the Mid-Atlantic, and then that next system forms, and this guy is going to have a pretty good punch to it, and this will form that severe weather outbreak chance as we go throughout your Friday with the backside of it, a little stripe of snow here into the plain states. But there's that severe weather right along that cold front here Friday into early Saturday. Snowfall wise over the course of the next few days through the weekend, generally lower elevations, a few inches, high terrain, several inches possible out west, then those couple little stripes of snow. Otherwise, again, nothing really across the east until you get up into New England, where there will be likely a couple 1 to 3 inch spots and maybe a little bit of a corridor of some heavier snowfall there associated with that next system that we were showing you. So the big story is definitely a wind down to winter temporarily for sure. Throughout your Saturday, this is the big system, and this could have enough of a warmth and push of energy to form some severe weather chances further off towards the east as well. High pressure briefly moves in. We'll get another system into portions of Winnipeg and maybe in towards Minneapolis and maybe around Marquette, but a nice push of warm air still with this throughout your Sunday. Plenty of precipitation into the Canadian Rockies as we go throughout portions of Sunday and Monday. That system tries to eject out, but into Montana we'll get some snow. Big sky country. Pretty quiet across the middle portion of the country until we redevelop another system as we go late into Monday night, Tuesday, and this will bring in more heavy rainfall and likely on the northern side, whether that's here in the Dakotas or Minnesota or more into northern Michigan, a pretty good winter storm risk. But again, we'll have to see where that lines up. For the most part, this is going to be another big rainmaker and likely a severe weather system with plenty of warm air on the east side of the system for the middle portions of the week. Thunderstorm juice. Cape certainly showing that huge procession of warm, moist air with a lot of energy in the atmosphere for the middle portion or the weekend period as that pushes off towards the east, and then that will die on down for a few days, and then we're going to pick it back up as we go on in towards the middle portions of next week with that system, the same kind of setup for more severe weather at that point. Then it moves off towards the east and we do tap into colder air by the end of next week. So definitely transitional time frame, that's for sure. We'll see a good amount of snow in spots across areas of the Intermountain West in towards the Cascades, the Sierra Nevada, and of course the Rockies as well in spots. And then yes, there will be a little snow with that next system through the middle portions of the week, out across the middle portion of the country, probably a little bit into Michigan as well, but notice across the east, nothing really to write home about. Rainfall, different story though, plenty of it. Unfortunately, we're going to get flooding rains with this. I mean, there's just just no way around it. You're going to see multiple batches of training showers and thunderstorms over the course of several days that will add up to 2, 4, 6 inches in isolated spots. So very wet still over the next 6 to 10 days even. The Mississippi River Valley up through Great Lakes into the Northeast. It will be fairly dry across California into Nevada. Now, temperatures, no shortage of warmth really across much of the area throughout the next week or so to 10 days. Wherever you go, I mean, this is just such a big surge of heat across the east, but that backs greatly down once you go in towards day 10 to day 16 or so. It's still going to be warm, though, in spots. Now, warm temps do break down eventually. Signs of more winter weather. So the MJO, Madden-Julian Oscillation, will swing through these different phases that are pretty warm phases for sure. And eventually, it's going to get back into cold phases as it kind of swings back around here. That is when we likely will see a polar vortex disruption associated to help this out, too. So we should get colder air in here for at least 1 to 2 weeks, the end of the month. Thanks for watching.